everyone, how are you guys? I hope you all are doing good. This is Tanya. Welcome to my YouTube channel Compatible Learning. So, if you are preparing for any competitive exam like banking, SSC, insurance, or any other state government exam, then you can follow and subscribe to this channel. Guys, you can also follow me on Telegram. The link is given in the description. So, in this particular video session, we are going to discuss about the either or case of inequality. This is part 2. I have already taken part 1. And if you haven't watched that part 1, then please go and watch part 1 to clear your basics. So now let us move with the video. These are the two type of either or cases which we have. We have relational case in either or and we have non-relational case. We are going to discuss these either or case one by one. We are also seeing that either or case is also what? These are also the complementary pairs. Yeah. So now let's learn how to solve the either or case. Firstly, we should know the three important golden rules before we solving the questions. Number 1 is individually both the conclusions must be false. Number 2 is elements need to be same. 3 is there must be the relationship of greater than is equal to or less than is equal to in this relational case. So let us look how we are going to solve the question. Firstly, we need to solve the basic question as we have already seen our part 1. What we need to do, we need to see that this number 1 conclusion O is equal to U is making the is equal to relationship with U in this particular statement or not. Fine. If you are looking, then we do not have is equal to sign between O and U anywhere. And the is equal to requirement says that we should have the only and only the is equal to requirement between the source entity and the destination entity, but in this case we don't have that requirement fulfilled. So in this way this first option goes wrong. Fine. Second one is we need to move from U to O because the opening gate is in the front of U. Fine, we can go from U to K and from K to G and from G to O. You can arrive, but you do not have this sign minimum one time between U and O. Fine, and the requirement does not fulfill. In this way, second option also goes wrong. So when both the conclusion were false, in this way it makes our first requirement fulfilled of the golden rule 1. Fine. Next is elements need to be same. So if you are looking here carefully, we have the same elements in option 1 and 2, that is O and U. Fine, that's you need to see. So option 1 we have completed the first requirement, and second requirement we have also completed of the golden rules to make this either or case. And the third is there must be the relationship of greater than or less than is equal to. Now see guys, what we need to see that there is the greater than sign in second option and there is the is equal to sign in the first option. So can we write greater than plus is equal to? It is nothing but it is greater than is equal to, right? So in this way it is making the relationship of either greater or equals to with U. Fine. So in this way we can say that this is our either or case. Fine. That's how we need to check and we need to solve the questions. Fine. Next we see the second example. A greater than C. What we need to move from A to B and from B to C, but we do not have minimum one time this sign in our path. So in this way this also goes wrong. Next is B is equal to A. So we do not have the is equal to sign between B and A. So in this way this also goes wrong. So first requirement goes fulfilled, that individually first option also need to be wrong and second option need to be wrong, which we already have. Second we have is the element need to be same. So can you see here guys, we have the elements here A and C and B and A. But look it very carefully. In the statement we have given that B is equal to C. If B is equal to C, so can we write here B is equal to C? क्या हम इसको भी C लिख सकते हैं? If we write C is equal to A, then elements goes same. Fine. So here is also C and A, and here is A and C. The elements were same. So in this way, second rule of these golden rules also goes correct. Fine. And the third is there must be the relationship of greater than is equal to or less than equal to. So let's combine the symbols of first option and the second option. So we have greater than in first option and we have is equal to in second option. So if we combine both the symbols, so can we write greater than is equal to? It is nothing but it is greater than is equal to. Fine. So in this way the three conditions were fulfilled, elements were same, elements we had same the elements here, and the conclusions were wrong, and the relationship is also maintained of greater than or less than here. So in this option we have greater than is equal to. So in this way this conclusion, this particular statement is also of applying the either or case. Yeah. So the next is non-relational case of either or. So we have again the three golden rules which we need to remember while solving the non-relational case of either or. So number 1 and 2 condition were same as the previous case of the relational case of either or. First is individually both the conclusion must be false. There is a little typo mistake. Second is the elements need to be same. Third one is we should have the three possibilities. We require these three signs in the conclusion, while the non-relational case we should have the greater than sign, smaller than sign, and is equal to sign in our path. So let's see. So P is greater than is equal to S. What we are saying here, कि after P we have the closing gate. So since we have the closing gate, you are restricted to move towards right hand side. So in this way this goes wrong. First conclusion will be wrong. And the second is S greater than P. We need to move forward from S to P. So if you are looking again, after S we have the closing gate, you are restricted to move. So in this way this also goes wrong. When both the conclusion were wrong, first one will be true. Fine. First condition was fulfilled, and the second condition also was fulfilled because we have the only elements P and S in both the options. Third is we require these three signs while we have non-relational case. That is very, very important. So see guys, in the first option we have greater than and is equal to sign also. Greater than is equal to is nothing but it is greater than plus is equal to. So we have these both the signs. Fine. Next we have the smaller than sign. तीनों signs मिल गए हैं. तीनों साइंस जब मिल जाएंगे और फर्स्ट और सेकंड कंडीशन भी फुलफिल हो रही होगी, तब हमारे पास क्या बनेगा, ये नॉन रिलेशनल का ईदर और केस बनेगा. सो इन दिस वे दिस इज ऑल्सो व्हाट आर ईदर और केस. आई होप समझ में आ रहा होगा. So let's just learn how to deal with it with more examples. First one is A greater than C. We need to see the relationship in this particular statement. So you can see here guys, we can move from A to B and from B to C. But we do not have the greater than sign minimum one time. In both the signs we have greater than is equal to, but we do not have only greater than. Second is A is equal to C, which you are seeing we don't have the is equal to sign between A and C. So this also goes wrong, and first one is also wrong. Both individually both the conclusion were wrong. First condition goes fulfilled. Second one is the elements need to be same. Elements were same here because we have the only elements A and C. नेक्स्ट वी नीड टू सी द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ, यू आर लुकिंग हेयर कि 3 सिम्बल्स तो हमारे पास हो ही नहीं सकते क्योंकि हमारे पास सिर्फ 2 सिम्बल्स को यूज़ किया गया है, तो नॉन रिलेशनल का केस होगा नहीं। तो इसलिए हमें रिलेशनल केस चेक करना है। वी हैव द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन ग्रेटर देन एंड सेकेंड में हमारे पास है इज इक्वल टू। सो ये रिलेशनल केस बन रहा है हमारे पास। सो इट इज़ नथिंग बट ग्रेटर देन इज इक्वल टू। फाइन। सो लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल. Next is D greater than A. We need to move from D to C and we can go from C to B and from B to A. But we do not have this sign minimum one time. So in this way, this also goes wrong. Next is A is equal to D. We do not have the is equal to sign between the A and D. So in this way, this also goes wrong. When both the options were wrong, when the elements were same, and when it is making the relationship of smaller than plus is equal to, then we can write it is smaller than is equal to, then it makes the relationship of either or case. Fine. So let us move further with the more questions of non-relational case. So let's see. A is greater than is equal to C. You are looking here, we do not have is greater than is equal to sign only after A. If we do not have this sign, then it makes the conclusion wrong. यहीं पे conclusion क्या है? wrong है. आगे चेक करने की आपको ज़रूरत भी नहीं है. Next is what we need to see. Can C is making the relationship of greater than with A or not? So if you are looking here, C is greater than B. It can arrive till B, but after B it has the closing gate. So closing gate is restricted to move further, then it will make the conclusion wrong. When both the conclusion was wrong, first condition fulfilled, second were element were same, and thirdly you see it is greater than plus is equal to. In the first option, greater than is equal to is nothing but greater than plus is equal to, and we have the smaller than sign. एक बार C बड़ा है और एक बार A बड़ा है, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि दोनों के दोनों एलिमेंट्स जो हैं डिफरेंट होने चाहिए, कि एक बार जैसे C बड़ा है सेकंड ऑप्शन में और एक बार फर्स्ट ऑप्शन में A बड़ा है, तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है नॉन रिलेशनल केस में चेक करना कि एक बार एक एलिमेंट बड़ा होना चाहिए और दूसरी सेकेंड टाइम सेकेंड एलिमेंट जो है बड़ा होना चाहिए. So in this way, this both conclusion was wrong and third condition also goes fulfilled. So in this way, it makes the either or case. So let's see the more questions for your practice. A is greater than G. A can move to B and B can move to C and C can move to D and D can move to E and E can move to F, but after F you have the closing gate. You are restricted to move till G. So in this way this goes wrong. Second is A is equal to G. You are looking here कि we do not have the is equal to sign in the whole path between A and G, but the is equal to requirement says that we only need the is equal to sign to make the conclusion true between those entities. So in this way this also goes wrong. Fine. So when both the conclusions were wrong, when the elements were same, when it is making the relationship of greater than plus is equal to, then we can say that it is a relational case and there either or case has been applied. Let's see the next one. C is equal to A. So but we do not have the is equal to sign before C, so we require the is equal to sign in the whole path, which we do not have. So in this way it makes the conclusion false. Next we see A greater than C. A can move till B, but after B you have the closing gate. If you have the closing gate here, then you cannot move further. So in this way this also goes wrong. When both the conclusions were wrong, elements were same, and it is making the relationship of less than is equal to, both all the three conditions were fulfilled, then it makes the either or case. But it is very very important that all the conditions need to be fulfilled. If any of the three condition does not goes fulfilled, then it will not make your either or case. Fine. So let's see the next one. N is greater than P. N can move to O and from O you can move to P, but you do not have this sign minimum one time. So in this way this also goes wrong. Next is n is equal to p. You do not have is equal to sign between both these entities, so in this way this also goes wrong. When both the conclusions were wrong, elements were same, and it is making the relationship of smaller than is equal to with both these signs. Fine. So let's see the next one. P greater than is equal to Q. P can move to R, and from R you can move to Q, but you do not have greater than is equal to sign here. If you do not have greater than is equal to sign here, then in this way this also goes wrong. Next is P greater than Q. You can move till R, and R from R you can move till Q, and you have minimum one time requirement also goes fulfilled of greater than. In this way this is true. Fine. Next is Q greater than is equal to S. You can move from Q to T and from T to S, and you have greater than is equal to sign, and with this sign if you have is equal to sign then also it makes your conclusion true. So this is true. Fine. So I hope you got this. You have cleared with the either or case. If you have any doubt in either or case, then please let me know in the comment section, and what topic else you want in the further upcoming videos, you can also recommend me that. So that's all for today's session, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you liked the video, you have enjoyed the session, and you have learned something new in this particular topic. So thank you so much. That's all for today's.